Hello and welcome to the Games4all podcast, episode 22. I'm your host Dan Young, and with me as always is my good friend
James Craigie, jazz musician.
Okay. I'm not sure where that came from, never do. But anyway, welcome to the show. What have you been playing?
Well, the exciting thing happened this morning, but I won't go into that yet. Obviously, I've been doing the usual Mass Effect and everything, so we won't go into that. Been playing Sonic 4, Episode 1.
Oh yeah? How are you finding it?
Just like Sonic 1 and 2.
Cool. That's a good thing.
It's... The core of it's there. They've added a few other bits. It looks okay, it looks alright, but it does have that very retro feel. Sort of moving slowly kind of feels a bit clunky, but when you're sort of up to speed, it feels just like classic retro Sonic.
Brilliant. I played some of the trial because I'm a bit of a cheapskate and can be asked to buy it. Yeah, it is actually pretty cool. I felt the vibe, you know.
Yeah. I think pretty much every level on it is like a remake or a redo of previous levels from the Sonic games.
Cool.
So
yeah, I mean, I quite enjoyed what I played of it, which is very little, obviously, but I may pick this up when it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Excellent. What else?
Do that.
What else?
Pretty much it. Apart from this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, big release of the week, Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
My copy arrived.
Oh, I've heard of this game.
Yeah. Obviously, I thought, things to do this morning. Very important that I get them done, so I decided to fuck them all and just sort of sit down and play for a while. Got a couple of hours in this morning.
Yeah.
It's good.
Cool. Excellent. Well, I've actually played 20 minutes worth. And, I mean... we've got plans for you to do a video for this.
Yeah. I pretty much as soon as we finish recording, I will be going back on it and playing and getting as much done as possible.
Yeah, so that you can talk about it. So that video, we're hoping, fingers crossed, should be up Friday. If not, it'll be sometime over the weekend. But I mean, what I've played of it so far was pretty cool. Like I said, I've only just played 20 minutes of it around here, but I mean...
Yeah, I don't want to say too much about it because I want to kind of save it all for
of course.
the review.
It's very much... I mean, there's not a massive... I mean, there are differences, I can tell already, but...
Yeah.
Initially, they're not that apparent.
Aesthetically, it's the same. It's the same system.
I think that when we expected that anyway, so...
Yeah.
That's not really a shock, but...
I mean, I think the worst thing we could have expected was more of the same, and that wasn't really bad because we enjoyed the first one. Well, enjoyed Fallout 3 so much.
Yeah, well, I've got a little bit to say about more of the same, but later. Is that everything? Have you wrapped up?
That's pretty much what I've been playing.
So, we've got some cool Fallout shit to talk about in the next few episodes then, really.
Yeah.
Expect that video to be up sometime soonish. We'll save all that talk for then. But I played Medal of Honor. I did a video for it. I spoke about it. Fanfare, please. To be honest... I mentioned, I mean, obviously, if you really want to hear exactly what I thought about it, then obviously most people might have seen the video by now. But for those of you who don't know, I didn't think it was the best game ever.
I don't think you're alone on that.
No,
I think a lot of people were disappointed by it. It
was disappointing. I think there was so much promise there, kind of, this is the game that could compete with Call of Duty, I mean...
So much controversy.
Yeah, so much press, so much just... yeah, exactly. And it just kind of felt kind of half-assed to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything I couldn't have played. I mean, it was better than the majority of first-person shooters out there. I would recommend it to people.
Yeah.
Because it is worth playing, I think. But...
as a direct competitor to Call of Duty.
Yeah, I think if you're really hardcore into your Call of Duty and you just can't... and you are going to pick up Black Ops day one... probably give it a miss because you're probably better off saving your pennies for that. But the campaign quite short. I mean, you can't moan because the Modern Warfare campaigns were quite short.
Yeah. But you said this kind of goes more for realism. And
it tries to.
When being real isn't necessarily exciting.
Isn't exactly. Yeah, it might not be necessarily what the gamer wants. You do have to have that whole suspension of disbelief or whatever, because and there's some of the stuff you do in like Modern Warfare is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun to play, and it is so cinematic and action movie-ish that it's fun, it's enjoyable. I mean,
whereas this feels more like a slog.
It feels more it does have the realism. There are moments in it that are a little bit far-fetched, but it never really brings the action. You know, there are moments where you're like, I've got, I'm being swamped by these motherfuckers. I've got, you know.
Yeah.
But you're never really doing anything tremendous, like anything that's really that you're gonna go, wow, that's
getting
the
pulled out of a
best
prison
thing.
on a cable by a helicopter.
Nothing like that. Exactly. That's what I wanted from this game, and that never delivered.
Yeah.
I mean, there was cool moments, the helicopter gunship thing, which has been done before, you know, but it was kind of cool. You know, the sniping thing, you know, where you're spotting camped out snipers and fucking mortar teams and stuff. That was cool, but we've done these things before in other games, various other games. And alright, this may do it better than most of these games out there, but it's still the same thing. And so
I hear it has some very lovely caves.
The caves are beautiful. Don't get me wrong, it's a really nice looking game, the sound's amazing, there's a lot of good shit going on, but I think the only sort of valid, like the only redeeming factor of this game is probably going to be the multiplayer.
Yeah. And
I think it always kind of has been. The multiplayer's primarily fixed compared to what we played in the beta. You know, they've worked hard at it. I mean, there's been two solid teams working on this game, so one on the single player and one on the multiplayer side. But the multiplayer side seems to be a bit more of a solid experience to me. And I don't see. I mean, sales have been pretty good, but then there's not a lot coming out yet. So,
well, we'll talk more about the sales because the actual figures have been released.
Well, it's number one in the UK in sales. It's knocked FIFA off the top.
Yeah, but that's coming under news. So
okay.
So shush.
All right. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I'm playing a bit of New Vegas. That's pretty much it. I've got DJ Hero 2 turning up at some point, which I figured I might as well buy since I forked out the money for the plastic turntable. Yeah. So I'll probably mention that next week.
Okay, cool.
But that's it. So,
right. Well, join us after the break where I will be talking about the news. Welcome back to part 2 of the Games4all podcast, episode 22. Going to talk about this week's news. Quite a lot happened, really.
Yeah.
First off, mentioned it before, might as well get it over and done with, is Medal of Honor sales. Now, like you said, you weren't that impressed with it. A lot of the critics weren't that impressed with it, but it hasn't seemed to...
It hasn't hindered it, I don't think.
No, not too much.
I mean, I think some people have been scared to say what they really feel about this game because of the kind of... because of how, I guess, the realism in the game and because of the ongoing conflict and things like that. Yeah. But I personally think if you want to analyse it as a game, as a piece of work, that, you know, it should be fun. It isn't as fun as it should be, and, you know, it does fall a bit flat and is a bit disappointing.
Well, regardless of how good it is or isn't, in its first week, it has sold 1.5 million copies.
It's not bad.
Across the US, Europe and Asia. So
that's not bad, but that is across US, Europe and Asia.
Yeah.
So if that was like US only, or, you know, then I'd be like, oh, yeah, bloody hell, you know. I mean, there's pretty... I think, you know, between 1 and 2 million in its first week of a game is, I think, usually considered successful.
Yeah.
Because I remember when the first Gears of War came out, they said in the first week it was like 2 million sales or something in the first week or two, and that was big news back then. So this is good. It sold well. It sold really well. But whether those sales continue, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, you've got other games coming out. There's so much gaming goodness coming out, right? And obviously Black Ops. You can't not talk about Call of Duty when you mention this game.
I think sales will take a big drastic dip when Black Ops comes out.
What's quite funny is actually, I mean, you may not know this, but when the day Medal of Honor came out in the US, which was
last Tuesday,
the Call of Duty guys had a bit of a sale on Modern Warfare 2.
Really?
They cut the price of it and some of the DLC and some of the other bits and pieces. So, yeah.
Be interesting to get those sales figures.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. So, a bunch of Call of Duty shit went on sale on the day that Medal of Honor came out to kind of, you know. You got to love the whole EA Activision kind of
That is a bit of a bastard thing to do, but hats off to him.
Yeah, true. So yeah, I think the Medal of Honor guys kind of know that come the 10th of November, or the 9th of November, I think it is when it comes out. When Black Ops comes out, they will see a bit of a dip in sales.
Yeah.
And there's so much stuff coming out. Not everyone can really afford every game they want. So a lot of people who want to play Medal of Honor, but who love Call of Duty, might only have enough money for one of those games, and they're probably just going to hold out for Black Ops.
Yeah.
So.
Oh well, it's done okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. On the show, we're a big fan of Assassin's Creed. Well, I'm a big fan of Assassin's Creed.
I like Assassin's Creed. I haven't played the second one. I wish I had. I've got it, but I haven't played it.
You should do. At some point, put it on your list of games to play.
It is on my list of games to play, but then they've got all these games coming out. I mean,
Yeah. I know. But bit of news recently is obviously Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is coming out.
Yep.
Very soon, in the next month or so.
Yeah.
But midway, I say midway, in the latter half of its production, the creative director, Patrice Desilets?
Yeah, that guy.
Desilets.
Yeah, okay.
The Beard.
Mm.
That's what his nickname is.
Mm-hmm.
Patrice the Beard.
Yes.
He left.
Really?
He left Ubisoft Montreal, and there's a lot of speculation of why this happened. Why did he leave? Were Ubisoft taking it in directions he didn't want to go? Nobody knew. He basically said he just needed a break, a bit of downtime.
Probably wants to make something other than
production.
Assassin's bloody Creed.
Probably,
but who knows?
But he has now been signed up to start a studio in Montreal with THQ.
Interesting.
Now THQ, they've been doing a lot of
that's an interesting break, because that's not really a break, is it?
No, but he has said that due to respect out of the people who gave him his first go at the industry and everything, he won't actually be starting work on any games until summer next year.
Right. Okay.
So still got a good year.
It'd be interesting. I mean, not many people know who this geezer is, so it is news, obviously, but. This guy could.
He's sort of like
go on to do amazing things, and
he's
might be someone to watch.
Yeah, he's sort of like the passion and everything behind the Assassin's Creed game. It was really sort of his ideas that kind of went into it and shaped what it turned out to be. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes and what happens. And certainly, like I said, we're seeing some interesting things coming out of THQ at the moment.
Ish.
Have done.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Well, they had Vigil Games and Darksiders come out. That was fairly successful, kind of maybe a sleeper hit, but
maybe he's working on the next UFC game or a wrestling game.
Maybe.
Anyway, what else we've got news-wise?
For the casual gamers out there, there are a lot of people. Gaming has sort of become more mainstream with things like Facebook. Yeah, would you say?
Yeah.
It's less of a geek thing to do, and more people are playing.
I think
casual gamers.
I think casual gaming kind of actually hit the mainstream. Well, gaming as such with the whole Wii. Personally. I think that started things off.
Yeah.
The Wii was way more accessible than most people thought it was going to be, and way more mainstream than I think it planned to be. And so,
absolutely. But casual gaming now is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Huge thing.
Lots of money to be made.
Certain applications like Farmville, Mafia Wars, Frontiersville have been found that they're actually breaking the privacy rules of it and actually sending information out to advertisers and stuff, personal information.
Well, there's a fucking shock.
I know. It's bad, really, but it's kind of... What is it, kind of, Daniel?
Bullshit.
It is bullshit. I mean, this sort of thing I think shouldn't be happening. Obviously, there are terms and conditions that you agree to with these certain things, but there's also, back at you, your privacy should be respected. And the fact that games like this can break those rules and do that, I think, is wrong. So
yeah, it's bad.
I think I frown at Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really sat there and gone, oh, Facebook, I'm going to play some games.
But I know tons of people.
Yeah,
who do
I
it.
don't quite get it, but you know.
But Facebook, you have made me a sad panda.
Sad panda.
Sad panda.
So yeah, it is a bit of a shit thing when you kind of you don't really think of things that way when you go online and you go on Facebook and you play a few games here and there. You don't really think your privacy is going to be kind of exploited that way. But
this sort of thing, it doesn't, because it is such a mainstream thing, and because for a lot of people it is their access to the gaming world. This doesn't inspire a lot of trust.
No,
it really does.
What is the real story here? What actually? Have we got any more details about this? What kind of information was leaked and to where?
Well, sort of personal information to you. There are all these
like
companies,
marketing,
right?
And stuff,
I get you.
Oh fuck that! Yeah. I'm never going on Facebook again.
No.
Well, I am, but not to play games.
No, but like I said, gaming industry is under a lot of attack from the media anyway, and this is just another log on the fire, really.
Yeah, it's not helping things, is it? Really?
No. But
well, if you're one of these casual gamers who play stuff on Facebook, then
don't.
Well, yeah, maybe that is it. But think. I would say think about it. You don't know when this sort of thing's going to happen.
No.
But just be a bit more careful.
Yeah.
Maybe not so trusting in the future.
But I'm sure there are tons of other casual games out there that don't.
Yeah, exactly. You can't
it.
Really you can't label it and say it's every casual game online that's going to exploit you this way.
But if you are affected by this and you do get an inbox full of spam, I do feel for you.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. Anyway, happier news.
Mm-hmm.
Or happier for me. Depends what consoles you own, really. But Fallout New Vegas.
Yep.
Obviously continuing with the
that
tradition.
Comes out soon, doesn't it?
Yeah, very soon.
It's going to be popular, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that the follow up to the 2008 game?
Yeah. Fallout 3.
Yeah.
Well, with Fallout 3, they had certain DLC expansions and everything that kind of set the trend, and they were very, very successful. Lots of people liked it. It had a whole Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, you bought a lot of DLC.
I did.
I'll wait for the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, screw you. Screw you. And the horse you rode into town on.
Yep, go on.
But, continuing the tradition, they have said that they will be releasing more DLC for it. Right. I think rather than Obsidian being in charge of it, I think it's more Bethesda doing the DLC.
I think they need to wait though before bringing a lot of this stuff out. Yeah. I'm hoping there's going to be a few months at least.
Yeah, there are no definite details of what it is or what's going to happen.
They should wait till the new year. I think before releasing anything, because this game is going to be stupid big.
But the only thing that I have announced is the very first DLC pack will be Xbox exclusive.
Hardly a shock.
No.
Let's be honest, the majority of people who are going to play this game probably will be buying it on Xbox and playing on Xbox.
But there were a lot of PS3 fans that
don't get me
had
wrong.
it, and they were really, really upset because hardly any of the DLCs came out on Fallout 3 until right near the end of its life, until like the Game of the Year edition came out.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping that this isn't going to be the same thing where Xbox and Windows will get all the DLC and leave.
I think it'll be like
owners
a timed exclusive type thing. It'll be like a 6-month type deal.
Probably.
Before
either that or
PS3, something.
Yeah. So
it's good news for Xbox peeps who want this. I think personally, I've got my copy of Fallout New Vegas ordered, but I can't see me really playing any of it until next year.
Yeah.
So you
still haven't finished Fallout 3.
Exactly. I want to kind of hit that first and then go, New Vegas. But yeah, I think they need to kind of let people really experience the game on the disc first, and then be like, okay, now you've had your chance.
Yeah.
You've had 3-4 months to play it. Here's some DLC. Let's expand it a little bit, and kind of just drips and drabs, not hit people too hard with it too quickly.
Yeah.
Because this game's massive. It's going to take a long time to kind of play through everything that's there. I think they need to give gamers a chance, because I know what you're like. You'll be playing something and then halfway through getting through it, you'll be like, oh, DLC, I'll download that. Oh yeah, and then there's more DLC. And it stops you from kind of playing it.
Yeah,
because you just want to have the whole game there. So I hope they don't release DLC too soon. That's what I'm saying.
I'm like you. I'm kind of hoping for New Year, but yeah, I know what...
I mean, it doesn't affect me because I'm not going to play this game until next year anyway.
No. I know what games companies and marketing are like, and DLC is big money, so if they put it out there, people will buy it. So might come out before Christmas, we don't know, but we'll see. All I know is I'm kind of glad that I got the Xbox version because I'll be getting it.
Cool.
I'm probably talking about it on the show.
Yep.
Also, a little while ago, Mario's 25th birthday.
Yeah, I remember that. That was the other month.
This week, a couple of days ago, celebrated the 25th anniversary of the US release of the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Excellent. Which was previously the Famicom.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Famicom.
Doesn't work.
I prefer the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It has slightly...
Well, Nintendo Entertainment System.
Nintendo.
The original NES. The NES.
Yeah.
Not the SNES, the NES, right? Yeah, quite a funny sort of story, really, because I think Nintendo really tried to release it as a family kind of computer. It's a computer, blah, blah, blah. And the US weren't interested in it to begin with.
No.
Until it was like, oh, actually, you know what? It's just a gaming console. Here's Duck Hunt. Play that. And he was like, yeah, I can shoot ducks.
Yeah.
I like this shit. So...
I mean, we know they're all fairly trigger happy anyway over in the US, so...
That's borderline racist. So, yeah, good news. That's great. NES is 25 years old. If you've still got one, dust it off. Blow some cartridges.
If you haven't, get a Wii. You can pretty much buy most of the best
that's
NES
true,
games
that's true,
on WiiWare. I mean, it's still kicking around. It's still popular, and the games on it still get played either through emulation.
It is funny because you go back to a time like that, 8-bit stuff and the 16-bit stuff. Games were much harder back then. I find. Maybe it's down to technical limitations, but probably is.
The glory days. I love all things retro.
Yeah.
But I have to say, personally, I was one of the weirdos that kind of had the Master System.
Yeah, I had the NES for a bit.
Yeah.
Not for too long, though.
No.
No.
I remember going around my friends and playing Duck Hunt on the NES and cheating by putting the gun right up against the screen.
So, yeah.
It's kind of like my memories of it.
Happy birthday to the NES. Good times. Good memories.
Yeah. Nintendo obviously doing very well at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Last bit of news. Obviously with Halloween coming, DLC, which we're both looking forward to, I think, is the Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare pack.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I don't know if I'll be picking this up straight away because obviously I want to play some Red Dead at some point. I'm fucking terrible with games, you know.
Well, if you'd have waited a bit, this pack might have been just for you. They are releasing Undead Nightmare on a disc.
Really?
Entitled Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare.
Oh, right.
Which will have all the DLC. So all like the extra bits for multiplayer. It's like a Game of the Year edition with all the DLC, except it doesn't have the single player campaign.
You have to have both.
No, you don't have. This is a standalone thing.
Oh, right, so you can play Undead Nightmare and the multiplayer.
Yeah, and no single player campaign.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's different.
I know.
Yeah,
I know, but it's kind of Rockstar. You know, they've put the standalone episodes.
Well, recently they are releasing in a week or so's time GTA 4 Ultimate Edition with all the 2 extra episodes and stuff and all the DLC and that. Yeah,
but they release like the episodes
separately.
Separately.
I have that disc. Yeah. So that's interesting. I may pick that up then, to be honest, because that would work out cheaper, possibly. We'll see. Interesting. Yeah. It's got a release date, hasn't it? Undead Nightmare? Did we talk about that before?
I think it is the 26th, which is next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Which is when the normal Xbox update and PlayStation. So
cool.
Coming out just in time for Halloween.
Yeah, excellent.
And I know we've got a Halloween special planned. So.
Well, since we've pretty much gone through the news, we might as well mention a few bits of our own news, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, next week will be the Halloween special. That's going to be live on Ustream on the 28th. of October at around 7 PM.
We're doing
GMT. Obviously, you might have to work that one out. Go on world clock and figure that one out. But yeah, it'll be up on the following day, the Friday.
We're also doing a little extra something.
Yes. So I did actually announce this over Twitter already.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, but last week we mentioned there was something, but we couldn't really talk about it. We can now talk about it. Since we started the podcast, we always wanted to kind of do more stuff, branch out, make the show better, do as much as possible, get as involved as we can. And we obviously want people to get involved with the show as well, which is why we give out the email address every week, and so you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. Now, we started off doing audios when we started doing video. Well, now we're actually going to branch out a little bit more, and we're actually going to go to an expo in a few weeks, or in another week's time. We're going to the MCM Expo in London on the 29th, I do believe it is.
Yep.
Of October, or is it the 30th? I think it's the 30th actually. It is the 30th. Sorry,
excuse me.
Excuse me. Sorry, it's the 30th of October. We'll be in London at Excel for the MCM Expo. Basically, the UK's answer to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So there's mostly comic book related stuff there.
I will be getting my geek on.
There are going to be some games there though. That's what we're really there for. So we were gonna see what's.
Speak for yourself. I'm only there for the games to get podcast stuff done. As soon as we finish with that, I am straight into those comics.
Anyways, so yeah, before James totally geeks out there, we're going to be arriving there hopefully as early as we can and get as much stuff shot. We're going to be shooting video and audio at the same time. So
we have a production assistant.
Yeah. So obviously next week's episode is the Halloween special. There will be a video to accompany that as well. But the following week's show, which will hopefully be up on the Wednesday, I'm hoping, even though we're going to shoot it over the weekend, will be audio and video. It'll be the same thing basically. So if you download the audio version of the show, it's going to be the same thing just without the video, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we'll be shooting an audio episode and a video episode at the same time.
You're going to be really busy, aren't you?
Fucking busy. But anyway, enough of that. So we're going to be there, MCM Expo in London on the 30th of October. Come on down, say hello if you see us down there. We'll be there talking to people, doing some interviews, playing some games. They've released a list of games that are going to be there. What are you most excited to see? I'm going to guess and say Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Yeah. That's it. That's pretty much.
I'm looking forward to Dead Space 2. That's going to be there, so we're going to get a little look at Dead Space 2. I'm going to play with Dead Space 2, hopefully. We'll see what we can
play
get done.
Like the bitch it is.
Indeed. And so yeah, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood's there. GoldenEye for the Wii, that's going to be there.
Oh yeah,
there's quite
we're definitely going to have
list of games. Medal of Honor's there, but who cares? No. So we won't even talk to the Medal of Honor peeps if there's anyone there to talk to. I don't know how it's going to work.
We will or we won't.
We will. Probably.
We will.
I'll chat with them. So hopefully we'll get some interviews and we'll make a decent episode. But we're branching out. We're going places now. So we'll hope to do at least one expo a year, because obviously London's probably the closest place to go to for us, and really we don't have a lot of money to spend on the show. We've spent a lot of money this year already on the show that we probably don't have, but we want to do at least one a year. We don't get many expos come to the UK, not many gaming conventions and stuff. Eurogamer was at the beginning of the month. We really should have gone to that, but we missed out on that opportunity. We're going to go to MCM Expo. So if you want to check out some games and comics and geek out and shit, why not go there?
You might run into us.
Maybe on the Saturday, 30th of October.
Awesome.
So that's pretty much the news.
That is the news indeed. Join us after the break. We'll be talking about this week's releases.
Hello and welcome back to the Games4all podcast. We're talking about this week's releases. Quite a bit coming out this week. Obviously, it is that time of the year. Lots of stuff coming out. Top of the list, our recommendation for the week: Fallout New Vegas. It's a big one.
Is that coming out this week?
Yep.
I've got it already.
I know. All right, it comes out Friday. Also, Friday, EA Sports Mixed Martial Arts. Play the demo of that, actually, the other week.
Yeah.
Wasn't as impressed as I thought it'd be.
So that's the anti-recommendation.
Yeah.
of the week.
Vanquish, which we spoke about before, I think, on the show.
Yeah. It's the one you didn't like it so much. I thought it was okay.
From Sega and Platinum Games, not so great. Apparently, very short campaign for that one. So, yeah.
How short?
4 to 6 hours, but more.
46 hours.
4 to 6. 426 hours. No,
Blimey.
around 4 hours. Yeah,
Okay.
4 to 5 hours.
45 hours. 4 hours.
Yeah.
5 hours if you play it on hard.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, there you go.
Also out this week in various different bundles is DJ Hero 2. You can pick up just the game, or you can pick up the game and a turntable, or the game and 2 turntables, or the game and 2 turntables and a microphone, and various permutations, you know. Lots of bundles for that out Friday. I'm going to just buy the game.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm giving this a chance. DJ Hero was okay, you know. It was alright. It wasn't amazing. I think a lot of people expected more out of it than what they really got, and it was a bit disappointing because there wasn't much support after the fact. But DJ Hero 2's going to come out this week, so I'm going to give it a chance. And if this
So dust off your
sucks,
turntables.
Yeah, if this sucks big time, then no, I'm not.
No.
There will be no playing of DJ Hero 3.
No.
And another sequel that comes out this week, Saw 2.
Really?
Yes. Not the movie, obviously, because that came out years ago.
Yeah.
Saw 2, Flesh and Blood, the game. And last year, Saw, the original Saw game, was actually quite a surprise for me.
Yeah.
It was sort of the dark horse of that year because I wasn't expecting it to be very good, and it actually was.
I don't think anybody was expecting it to be any good.
It actually was alright. It was quite fun to play, and you know, it was something a little, you know, took a bit of inspiration from here, there, and everywhere. But you know, overall, it was a pretty solid game, and so I'm actually looking forward to playing Saw 2. So I've got that ordered as well. So I'm hoping that I'll get to play that and talk about it next week, as well as DJ Hero 2. So hopefully I'll have some stuff to talk about next week on the show. But that's pretty much this week's releases. So it's kind of an interesting week, really.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few other things coming out, but we didn't think they were worth mentioning. But that's like five really big releases just on, you know, this week alone. So,
but only one of them really matters.
Yeah. So our recommendation for this week is Fallout New Vegas. We want to thank you very much for listening to the show, downloading and all that. If you want to check out our website, it's still in its temporary stages at the moment. www.games4allpodcast.com. That's the number 4, which is getting relaunched on the 1st of November.
So not that long.
So not long, a few weeks' time, and it'll be relaunched, and we'll have a whole new look, and everything will be able to, like, you'll be able to stream everything through the site, even the video, all the audio. You just be able to go on the site, click a button, and watch or listen. So everything will be available at your fingertips. You don't need to download things and then watch them back unless you're downloading the HD version of the podcast, in which case you might need to have to download that. But anyway, Twitter.
Twitter.com/Games4all.
Yeah, if you want to follow us on there, we occasionally make tweets as well. That'll also be embedded into the website. You'll be able to check our Twitter feed on there. Please follow us and support us as much as you can. We really appreciate our listeners.
And while you're at it, you might as well like us on Facebook as well.
Yep, do that. Just search for us on Facebook. There'll be links on the site to that as well. At the moment, probably just best to go on Facebook, do a search for Games4all, that's the number 4, and podcast as 2 separate words, and you'll find us, no problem at all. Thanks very much. Emails, by the way. I always forget that one. Emails, podcast@games4allpodcast.com. Once again, number 4, not the word 4. So we're going to have, next few weeks going to be super busy for us. Lots to talk about, so many games coming out. It's the exciting time of the year for us, because we've got an abundance of stuff to just do, play, talk about, make videos about, fucking places to go now, you know.
Yeah.
So I'll mention it again in case you didn't hear it. MCM Expo, 30th of October. That's where we're going to be, in London, at the Excel Centre in London, and we'll be shooting video, and we'll be doing a show from there. And hopefully, you know, if you're there, swing by and say hi. You know, we don't bite.
Well, I do.
So
just keep your fingers to yourself.
It's okay, we've muzzled. So yeah, also don't forget next week is our Halloween special. The show will be going up later than planned. Obviously, we record mostly on the Wednesday or Thursday, and the show goes up on the Wednesday or Thursday.
Doing some video for that as well.
Yeah, it'll be a live show on Ustream on Thursday night at 7 PM GMT. So it's going to be recorded and broadcast later than usual. So that will be available. Next week's show will be available to download on the Friday, so a few days later than normal. Yeah, thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers. Ta-ta.
Laters.